So what sort of soda drink do you drink most days?
Uh, Diet Coke primarily. That's
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So when you're traveling or when it's not available, you don't sort of crave it, but it's something that you have most days, every
Right,
day. Yeah.
right.
Okay. And so when you think about having your Diet Coke, is it in the middle of the day or is it at night? When do you tend to want to go and reach for it?
I really hate to admit it. Truly. But I get myself water in the morning when I'm eating breakfast, and then I make myself a Diet Coke,
Hmm.
and I just keep drinking Diet Coke, and I tell myself, drink a water. And I do drink water in between, but I bet you I drink one of those big bottles of Diet Coke every day.
Okay, so it's not the can, it's the bottle.
Yes.
Okay. So when you think about that, you said, oh, I hate to admit it. So there's a part of you that feels like what, a little bit of embarrassment or shame or
Yeah, I guess embarrassment because I know that it's not good for me, and
Mhm.
and yet I still do it, you
Okay.
know.
And when you say you know it's not good for you, what do you know?
Well, they tell me that you can take Coke and it can dissolve a piece of metal, and what's it doing to the inside of you? But I think the chemicals in it,
Hmm.
aspartame so that's
Hmm.
certainly not good for my head,
Yep.
and so
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
I still drink it.
Yep. It's proven to accelerate dementia. Yeah.
Mhm.
So there's that part of you that likes it despite knowing that it's not good for you. So when you think about Diet Coke, what is it that you like about it? The taste, the is there a smell? Is it pouring it out? What is it that you like about it?
Um, I, I I guess I like the taste, but I have to have ice with it. I
Hmm.
don't like it if it doesn't have ice
Yeah.
so much. So I
And
like it because it's cold, and I guess I do like that little bit of fizz that it has.
and do you like it more in summer than winter?
No, I could drink it in the snow.
Okay, so it's not a time of year thing.
No,
And so you start drinking it after breakfast.
right.
Yep. And you drink it till that bottle's gone for the day.
Yes, it's pretty spread out, but yes.
Okay. And so um, when do you think you first started drinking Diet Coke or having one bottle of Coke a day?
I was a tea drinker for many, many years, and then I started doing home care, and I would put one can of Coke in my car, and I would drink it warm and everything. And one day I went in to get a can of Coke from a service station, and they didn't have it. And that was my downfall that day because I ended up getting a fountain soda. But the reason I liked my iced tea was because of the ice and the cold.
Hmm.
And that combination with the ice just hooked me because iced tea I made at home, but the soda I really couldn't. So, other than pouring it out of a bottle, but it was canned soda until that point, and then it became fountain drinks. But then I finally retired, and I just got away from going and getting the fountain drinks and just switched over to a bottle because I had all the ice I wanted home.
Hmm. So those drinks from the service station or the fountain drinks, they were nice and cold.
Correct. Yeah,
Hmm.
the
So it's
cold.
the cold sensation
Yes.
that you really liked. And does
Yes.
that go back any further, um, even to childhood where you liked something cold?
I would say that it goes back to probably when I was around 12 or something. I started drinking iced tea with
Hmm.
ice. And
Mhm.
So from that point forward, I started drinking cold drinks. I really can't drink anything hot because even food wise, I can't eat anything hot. It all burns my roof of
Mhm.
my mouth. It burns my throat. I've burnt my
Mhm.
stomach. So I can't eat or drink things that are hot. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Just like
Okay.
the cold.
All right. Let's start going with this and just see where it goes. And you can add to it whenever you want, or don't repeat my words if I've gone fishing. All right. Let's see how it goes. Even though I really enjoy Diet Coke with ice,
Even though I really enjoy Diet Coke with ice.
and it started when I was about 12 years old
It
when I
started
had
when I,
iced tea with ice,
it started when I was about 12 years old and had iced tea with ice.
and it
Yeah.
turned into Diet Coke with ice.
It turned into Diet Coke with ice.
I accept myself and how I love this cold drink,
I accept myself and how I love this cold drink,
even though part of me knows it's not good for me.
even though part of me knows it's not good for me.
So when you think about having a Diet Coke with ice, how does that feel in your body?
Well, I don't know how it feels in my body, but the only thing that came to me was maybe that I feel satisfied.
Hmm. I feel satisfied.
Mhm.
Yep, it makes me feel satisfied.
It makes me feel satisfied.
I like the feeling of it being cold.
I like the feeling of it being cold.
I like the bubbles.
I like the bubbles.
I must like the taste.
I must like the taste.
It makes me feel satisfied.
It makes me feel satisfied.
And I started having it when I was working home care.
And I started having it when I was doing home care.
I started with a can a day.
I started with a can a day.
It was warm then, it wasn't even cold.
It was warm then, it wasn't even cold. My husband had said to me, stop drinking regular sugar drinks. Drink Diet Coke instead.
Ah, my husband, my husband said to me,
My husband said to me,
stop drinking those sugar drinks, drink Diet Coke.
stop drinking those sugar drinks. Drink Diet.
And I started drinking Diet Coke.
And I started drinking Diet Coke.
And I started liking the fountain drinks that were nice and cold.
I started liking the fountain drinks that were nice and cold.
I liked the bubbles, I liked the cold.
I like the bubbles. I like the cold.
And somehow that turned into Diet Coke.
And somehow that turned into Diet Coke.
And when I stopped working home care, I knew I could make it at home.
And when I stopped home care, I knew I could make it at home.
Somehow I associated it with feeling satisfied.
Somehow I associated it with feeling satisfied.
I love the cold taste.
I love the cold taste.
Diet Coke with ice.
Diet Coke with ice.
I make my first one just after breakfast.
I make my first one just after breakfast.
And I drink it periodically during the day.
And I drink it periodically during the day.
I like the cold taste and the bubbles.
I like the cold taste and the bubbles.
I drink a bottle a day.
I drink a bottle a day.
And even though part of me knows it's not good for me,
Even though part of me knows it's not good for me.
I really enjoy the taste and the cold.
I enjoy the taste and the cold.
And part of me feels satisfied when I have it.
And part of me feels satisfied when I have it.
just like when I did home care
just like when I did home care,
and I'd drop into the service station and get cold fountain drinks.
and I drop into the service station and get cold drinks.
Part of me feels satisfied
Part of me feels satisfied
when I have a Diet Coke with ice.
when I have a Diet Coke with ice.
It reminds me of when I started drinking iced tea when I was 12.
It reminds me of when I started drinking iced tea when I was 12.
I wonder who that reminds me of when I started drinking iced tea when I was 12.
I wonder who that makes me think of when I was 12. What
Mhm.
reminds me of.
Yeah, does that remind you of anyone?
I don't think it really reminds me of anyone, and nobody in my family was drinking the iced tea but me.
Okay, so
Um,
what gave you
I
the idea of drinking iced tea?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I cannot remember how I started drinking because my mother didn't drink it.
Mm-hmm.
I can't even think of any of my siblings that drank it, so I don't know why. Maybe I had it at one of my friend's house or something. I don't know. But the thing is, all my family had a parathyroid problem,
Mm-hmm.
and we all developed drinking throughout the day, like sip drinking. So I don't just guzzle
Mm-hmm.
anything down. It's just there, it's
Mm-hmm.
cold, it's sip drinking. But so, I mean, we all kind of carried that through.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you know, I think it had something to do with our bodies trying to wash out the excessive calcium in our systems.
Mm-hmm.
And, but then it just became a habit of drinking that way all the time. And
Mm.
that I think is where the satisfaction comes in somehow, you know.
And you also said that you can't have anything hot, so no hot drinks because it burns the roof of your mouth, your throat, and your stomach.
Yes.
Do you remember a time or the first time that happened when you had that hot sensation or
Um,
eating or drinking something hot that burnt the roof of your mouth, your throat, your stomach?
Vaguely, I can't remember. I mean, I knew a little bit that I couldn't do really eat hot things. I never ate hot things from the time I was little, so I can't remember if I got burnt or not. But I did finally have one incident that I could say that
Mm-hmm.
where I went to a Chinese restaurant and I got a bowl of egg drop soup.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't even think they should be able to serve it this way, but it was scalding hot.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't think of like, kind of trying to test the temperature, like blow on it or something, because I just didn't expect it to be that. And I put a spoon of it in my mouth and I really wanted to spit it all over the table.
Mm-hmm.
But common courtesy is all these people are eating. You don't want to just go, you know. So I swallowed it. I didn't think fast enough to just spit it into the glass or something, but even that seemed like not a nice thing to do. And I
Yeah.
swallowed it and never realized the damage that it would do because I
And
did have a severe gastritis related to it, but it burnt my throat as well.
and how old were you?
Ooh, that was, it must, that was probably 1998, so like 26 years ago, about 42.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And otherwise, you don't remember eating hot things since you were little,
Right. I always waited for everything to just kind of get lukewarm
right?
or
And
a little bit above it.
was that something that your mother taught you, or it was just something that
No,
you did?
it was
Okay.
just something that I just naturally did. I think I didn't like that maybe I felt like I was getting burnt or something. So,
Okay.
and I didn't drink ice drinks, ice water or anything like that when I was a kid. And we only really had water to drink.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right.
yeah, it didn't.
Even though, even from a little kid, I never liked hot things.
Even from a little kid, I never liked hot things.
I'd always wait for them to get lukewarm.
I'd always wait for them to get lukewarm.
And my family had parathyroid issues,
My family had parathyroid issues,
and I watched them sipping drinks through the day.
and I watched them sipping drinks through the day.
And I took on that habit, but with a cold drink.
I took on that habit, but with a cold drink.
First iced tea and then Diet Coke.
First iced tea and then Diet Coke.
I accept myself and this habit and pattern I've developed.
I accept myself in this habit and pattern that I've developed.
And I ask my body to help me release it
And I ask my body to help me release it
so that I don't have to have it every day.
so that I don't have to have it every day.
Even though part of me knows Diet Coke's not good for me,
Even though part of me knows Diet Coke is not good for me,
but part of me learned to sip a drink throughout the day,
part of me learned to sip a drink throughout the day,
like my family did.
like my family did.
And it was iced tea and then iced Diet Coke.
It was iced tea and then iced Diet Coke.
I accept myself and this habit.
I accept myself in this habit.
Even though I have this habit
Even though I have this habit
of drinking a bottle of Diet Coke with ice every day,
of drinking a bottle of Diet Coke with ice every day,
I ask my subconscious and my body
I ask my subconscious and my body
to help me process and release what no longer serves me.
to help me process and release what no longer serves me.
I never ate hot things since I was little.
I never ate hot things since I was little.
I wonder if I got scolded when I was little.
I wonder if I got scalded when I was little.
I don't remember anything,
I don't remember anything,
but I do remember that hot, scalding egg drop soup when I was 42.
but I do remember that scalding egg drop soup when I was 42.
I swallowed it and it burnt me.
I swallowed it and it burnt me.
And perhaps my throat and my gastric system remembers that.
And perhaps my throat and my gastric system remembers that.
I did get severe gastritis from that.
I did get severe gastritis from that.
And perhaps my digestive system feels soothed by the ice
And
drinks.
perhaps my digestive system feels soothed by those drinks.
Sipping those ice drinks.
Sipping those ice drinks.
First it was iced tea.
First it was iced tea.
No one else in my family had iced tea.
No one else in my family had iced tea.
It made me feel satisfied.
It made me feel satisfied.
I used to drink Coke,
I used to drink Coke,
but my husband said, stop drinking those sugary drinks.
but my husband said, stop drinking those sugary drinks.
So I switched to Diet Coke.
So I switched to Diet Coke.
And I really like the cold feeling.
And I really like the cold feeling.
And I like sipping it throughout the day.
And I like sipping it throughout the day.
So part of me knows it's not good for me
Part of me knows it's not good for me
at a spa time.
at a Spartan.
It's not good for me,
It's not good for me.
but my throat and my digestive system likes the cold.
But my throat and my digestive system likes the cold.
Perhaps it's soothing me.
Perhaps it's soothing me.
Perhaps it's soothing the memory of that scolding
Perhaps it's soothing the memory of that scalding
when I couldn't spit out the egg drop soup
when I couldn't spit out that egg drop soup
because we were at a restaurant.
because we were at a restaurant.
So I swallowed it and it burnt me.
And I swallowed it and it burnt me.
I didn't expect it to be that hot.
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 It scalded me,
It scalded me,
and I got severe gastritis from it.
and I got severe gastritis from it.
And I still enjoy those cold sipping drinks.
And I still enjoy those cold sipping drinks.
Iced tea turned into fountain drinks, turned into Diet Coke.
Iced tea turned into fountain drinks, turned into Diet Coke.
I wonder if I can let go of having a whole bottle every day.
I wonder if I can let go of having a whole bottle every day.
I wonder what that would feel like.
I wonder what that would feel like.
I could still have cold drinks and sip on them.
I could still have cold drinks and sip on them.
Maybe not water.
Maybe not water.
That's all we had when we were little.
That's all we had when we were little.
I wonder what I could have instead.
I wonder what I could have instead.
That I know my body knows is healthy.
I know my body knows is healthy,
And I might still feel satisfied.
and I might still feel satisfied.
Like soda with lime or soda with lemon.
Like soda with lime or soda with lemon.
Still has the bubbles.
Still has the bubbles.
Still has the ice.
Still has the ice.
No aspartame.
No aspartame.
I wonder what that would feel like.
I wonder what that would feel like.
But I really love Diet Coke
But I really love Diet Coke
with ice.
with the ice.
The color of it, the smell, the taste, the bubbles.
Color, the smell, the taste, the bubbles.
The ice.
The ice.
Sipping on it.
Sipping on it.
But part of me knows it's not good for me.
Part of me knows it's not good for me.
I wonder if I can swap it to something else.
I wonder if I can swap it to something else.
Okay, so see, as we were tapping on that, I brought in a new suggestion, but was there any resistance to that new suggestion? What's going on for you?
I don't think I really want to switch to more soda.
Okay.
I think I really want to get rid of the soda. And then
Mhm.
I was thinking maybe I should go back to iced tea, but I don't know why I haven't. And the strange thing is I keep buying boxes of tea and I don't fix it, and when I finally fixed myself actually a mango tea from
Mhm.
mango, like a sun tea,
Mhm.
I ended up with an allergy to mangoes that I never had. And I'm like, so I gave up the tea, the idea of the tea, but still I think I should drink tea, or just go back and drink ice water. I
Ice
really
water.
think it's the ice,
Yeah.
the
So it's the
cold.
ice, the cool is soothing and satisfying. So yeah, you could do ice water with lemon or lime or
Yeah.
some natural fruit. Perhaps not the mango. The mango iced tea might have had some chemical in it as well.
Well, it was tea with just bits of mango in it, like tea bags, and then I just threw fresh mango in it. But
Right.
I mean,
Mm,
I always ate dried mango and it was never a problem. So I don't know what
okay.
happened with the tea. I don't know if it's because I
Hmm.
handled the outside and it's the oils that get to people. And
Okay. Even though I tried switching to iced tea again,
even though I tried switching to iced tea again,
and I tried iced mango tea,
tried iced mango tea,
and I got a reaction to it.
and I got a reaction to it.
So I went straight back to Diet Coke.
Went straight back to Diet Coke.
I accept myself and this reaction
I accept myself in this reaction.
and how I threw out going back to iced tea because of that mango reaction.
And I threw out going back to iced tea because of that mango reaction.
Even though I tried going back to iced tea,
Even though I tried going back to iced tea,
but I put mango in it and I had a reaction.
but I put mango in it and had a reaction.
So I threw out the idea of iced tea and went
I
back to
threw
Diet
out the
Coke.
idea of iced tea and went back to Diet Coke.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Accept myself and how I feel.
Even though I loved iced tea from 12 years old,
Even though I loved iced tea from 12 years old,
I might go back to iced tea
I might go back to iced tea
instead of soda or Diet Coke.
instead of soda or Diet Coke.
And I'm not adding that mango that I had a reaction to.
And I'm not adding that mango that I had a reaction to.
And my body might even feel more satisfied.
And my body might feel even more satisfied.
I wonder what it will be like to make iced tea like when I was little.
I wonder what it'd be like if I made iced tea when I was little.
I can still sip it throughout the day.
I can still sip it throughout the day.
I don't need to have a reaction to it like the mango tea.
I don't need to have a reaction to it like the mango tea.
And part of me will be happy that I won't be having aspartame.
Part of me will be happy that I won't be having aspartame.
I won't need to buy any more bottles of Diet Coke.
I won't need to buy any more bottles of Diet Coke.
And I might even feel more satisfied than I've felt for a long time.
And I might even feel more satisfied than I've felt for a long time. Yeah, I'm embarrassed that I drink that Diet Coke. I hide it from my friends to some degree. That's shameful. that part is.
And I won't
Yeah,
have to hide it anymore
and I won't have to hide it anymore
or feel embarrassed or ashamed.
or feel embarrassed or ashamed.
I won't have to hide it from my friends.
I won't have to hide it from my friends.
And I'll feel even more proud of myself.
And I'll feel even more proud of myself.
I wonder what that will feel like.
I wonder what that will feel like.
Hmm. So when you imagine making yourself like a jug of iced tea and putting it in the fridge, and you can have that throughout the day and sip on it, rather than having the Diet Coke, and you don't have to hide it from friends or feel embarrassed. How does that feel? Does it feel possible or probable?
Yeah, it feels possible. It does.
Mhm. And is there any
Yeah.
part of you that feels like you'd be missing out if you weren't having Diet Coke?
A little bit, just because I like the taste. I mean, I've
Hmm.
learned to like the taste. I
Hmm.
mean,
Yep. Even though I learned to like the taste of Coke and then Diet Coke.
of Coke and then Diet Coke, even though I learned to like the taste
Of Coke and Diet Coke.
of Coke and Diet Coke.
But part of me feels embarrassed
Part of me feels embarrassed,
and I hide it from my friends.
and I hide it from my friends.
And part of me feels like I'll miss it because I like the taste.
And part of me feels like I'll miss it because I like the taste.
I accept myself and all of these parts of me,
I accept myself and all of these parts of me,
even though it feels possible to make the iced tea and drink it.
even though it feels possible to make the iced tea and drink it.
But part of me feels like I'll miss Diet Coke because I like the taste.
But part of me feels like I'll miss Diet Coke because I like the taste.
I accept myself and both parts of me.
I accept myself in both parts of me.
And I ask the part that feels like it's going to miss out
And I ask the part that feels like it's going to miss out
to help me let go of this missing out feeling.
to help me let go of this missing out feeling.
This missing out feeling.
This missing out feeling.
I'll miss out on the taste of Diet Coke and I like it.
I'll miss out on the taste of Diet Coke and I like it.
But I never used to like it.
But I never used to like it.
I just got used to it.
I just got used to it.
I got used to fountain drinks.
I got used to fountain drinks.
I got used to Coke.
I got used to Coke.
I got used to Diet Coke.
I got used to Diet Coke.
It might be easier than I think to get used to iced tea.
It might be easier than I think to go back to iced tea.
And maybe I can let go of that missing out feeling.
Maybe I can let go of that missing out feeling.
all the way back to all the times I felt it.
all the way back to all the times I felt it.
After all, I know Coke and Diet Coke can dissolve away metals and things.
After all, I know that Diet Coke can dissolve metals and other things.
And I know that the aspartame's not good for my brain.
And I know that aspartame is not good for my brain.
I might find it easier than I think
I might find it easier than I think
to swap from Diet Coke to iced tea.
to swap from Diet Coke to iced tea.
After all, I swapped from fountain drinks to Coke to Diet Coke.
After all, I swapped from fountain drinks to Diet Coke to Diet Coke.
And it might be easier than I think to swap back to iced tea.
It might be easier than I think to swap back to iced tea.
And I wouldn't have to be embarrassed anymore.
And I wouldn't have to be embarrassed anymore.
How does that feel?
Yeah, okay. It's I can feel some resistance starting to shift in, you know.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know
there's
why.
resistance to letting go of drinking a bottle of Coke. So perhaps you could have reduce it and just have a can a day
Yeah.
and have iced tea and have some Diet Coke, but only have one can that you open
Yeah.
a day.
I don't know. I don't know what that resistance is.
Okay.
It doesn't feel like it's related to that Coke, so I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. It's just
Even though I have this resistance, where is it in your body?
kind of in my chest,
And I feel it in my chest.
and I feel it in my chest.
Part of me doesn't want to let go of Diet Coke.
Part of me doesn't want to let go of Diet Coke.
Part of me doesn't want to miss out on the taste because I like it.
Part of me doesn't want to miss out on the taste because I like it.
And part of me knows it's not good for me.
And part of me knows it's not good for me.
And I have this dilemma and
And I have
resistance
this dilemma and resistance
to giving it up completely.
to giving it up completely.
I accept myself and this feeling of resistance
I accept myself and this feeling of resistance
in my chest.
in my chest.
Even though I have this feeling of resistance in my chest,
Even though I have this feeling of resistance in my chest.
what is it out of 10?
About a 4.
4 out of 10. Part of me doesn't want to miss out on having Diet Coke.
Part of me doesn't want to miss out on having Diet Coke.
And part of me knows it's not good for me.
Part of me knows it's not good for me.
But I don't want to let it go completely.
But I don't want to let it go completely.
And I don't know where this comes from.
And I don't know where this comes from.
I accept myself and how I feel.
I accept myself and how I feel.
Even though I have this resistance, 4 out of 10 in my chest.
Even though I have this resistance of 4 out of 10 in my chest.
To letting go of Diet Coke completely.
To letting go of Diet Coke completely.
I like the taste.
I like the taste.
I like my habit.
I like my habit. I don't know if I like my habit.
And I'm not prepared to let go of it completely.
And I'm not prepared to let go of it completely.
But part of me wants to reduce it.
Part of me wants to reduce it.
Part of me knows it's bad for me.
Part of me knows it's bad for me.
Part of me doesn't want to feel embarrassed and have to hide it from my friends.
Part of me doesn't want to feel embarrassed and hide it from my friends.
I accept both parts of me.
I accept both parts of me.
Part of me doesn't want to let go of Diet Coke.
Part of me doesn't want to let go of Diet Coke.
And I'm not sure why.
And I'm not sure why.
And I ask that part where the resistance comes from.
Where the resistance comes from.
That 4 out of 10 resistance in my chest.
That 4 out of 10 resistance in my chest.
I wonder where it comes from.
I wonder where it comes from.
Don't take that away from me.
Don't take that away from me.
I like it.
I like it.
I like the taste.
I like the taste.
I like my Diet Coke with ice.
I like my Diet Coke with ice,
But I do know it's not good for me.
but I do know it's not good for me.
I do feel embarrassed and hide it
I
from my friends.
do feel embarrassed and hide it from my friends.
I wonder if both parts can get together and negotiate.
I wonder if both parts can get together and negotiate.
I wonder what we can come up with
I wonder what we can come up with
that satisfies both parts,
that satisfies both parts,
where I don't have to give it up completely.
where I don't have to give it up completely.
I can have alternatives like iced tea as well.
I can have alternatives like iced tea as well.
And I don't have to hide bottles from my friends or feel embarrassed.
I don't have to hide bottles from my friends or feel embarrassed.
So what do you come up with that is a negotiation between the two?
Drink more water. Seriously, drink more water. I mean, I need to drink water. I drink water anyway, but
Mm-hmm.
just drink more water or more water with electrolytes. I don't know.
Yeah,
You
and perhaps some flavors of fruits in the water.
know,
Yep,
yeah,
some lemon juice, some lime juice, yep, perhaps some little bits of flavor that's in the water.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be a lot,
Mm.
but yeah. Like I
Yeah.
like fruity teas. So,
Mhm. And also, yeah, you could still have your can of Coke every now and then, of Diet Coke or something, but not have a whole bottle. Switch
yeah,
over to the cans instead of bottles and have that every now and then on a weekend or something. So that
yeah, I
there's
think I'll give it up
negotiation.
altogether. I want to go take it
Yeah.
out, you know.
Okay, so there's no resistance there anymore. See how we
Yeah,
were bringing them together to negotiate? Perhaps I can have some and not enough, but now it's like, no, actually, I want to give it up altogether.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
good. Well done.